Tempering validated research with over 20 years of on-the-ground experience building engineering organizations, we're changing the way you think to change the way you lead. Welcome to the TTL Podcast.
Hello and welcome to a very short Vacationcast episode of the Tactics for Tech Leadership. Mon-Chaio is traveling at the moment. He has been in Taiwan and now he's heading back to Seattle. And I thought that I would give everyone a little overview of where we stand as a podcast. So we've been going for a bit over a year at this point. And in that time, Mon-Chaio and I have published 57 episodes of this podcast. This episode will make number 58. And that's a lot. When we started this, we had no idea how long we'd go or what we would do with it or much of that. We were just kind of like, hey, let's talk about topics that we find interesting. And it's been great fun. And it seems like other people are enjoying it as well. We've got about 160 followers across various platforms. There have been around 4,000 plays of those 57 episodes. And yeah, so there's a bunch of us listening, thinking, discussing. This is great. The most popular episode that we've published so far has been our very first one, analyzing a team situation using BART. My guess about why that is because people find it and they might just start at the beginning. Seems like a natural choice. And they listen to that one and then, of course, naturally, some people continue, some people don't, but that would explain why that very first episode might have the most plays. The next episode to have the most plays isn't the second episode. Instead, it's the Method and Madness in Storytelling, which was a bit later. And then our next one is Team Topologies. Each one probably has its own story about what caught the interest of others. In terms of who is listening, what we've got is about half of our listeners are in the U.S., and a large number of those U.S. listeners are in Seattle. Some are in Chicago, some are in L.A., some are in San Jose, but the largest city was Seattle. And in the U.K., that's about 24% of our listeners, and most of the listeners there are in London. So you can also see that those of you who are listening to me right now, many of you might even know us or have met us through other things. The London people possibly through me or through people who know me, and the Seattle people possibly through Mon-Chaio or people who know Mon-Chaio or the communities he's part of. We can kind of see we're a close-knit group here. And then where do you listen to it? Well, it looks like about equal split in terms of about a third and a third are in Spotify and Apple. And the other third is split up between a bunch of other smaller platforms, Overcast and such. So we have a small but thriving community of people listening for tactics and technical leadership. And some of you have engaged as well. We've been getting people writing in, contacting me through LinkedIn or through our hosts at the TTL Podcast email address. And please keep sending them. We enjoy getting those, and as you might have heard, sometimes we even bring them into the podcast. So that is my very quick update while Mon-Chaio is away. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little bit of like that nerdy, like, ooh, yeah, let's get some numbers about this podcast. So there you go. Have a great week, and we'll get back to you with our regular programming next time. But until next time, be kind and stay curious.